Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the game week. Not even game week, but the FPL season review. I'm here just to talk about like how the season went while FPL is still fresh on our minds. I was like, okay, let's take the time to kind of look at what went right, what went wrong, and what I can do to improve for next season. So I'm going to try and use this video as like something that when next season starts, I come back and have a look again and see, okay, this is what I actually reminded myself to keep in mind when I start the new season so that I don't make the same mistakes again. But first of all, I would like to take this time to thank each and every one of you who've subscribed, who's watched the videos regularly, and who's always involved in the chat as well. Thank you so much. And I hope you had a good season. And if you didn't, let me know in the comments as well. Like if you had a good season or if you didn't have a good season, let me know in the comments what worked, what didn't work, all of that. I'm kind of like really interested to know from you guys as well what worked, what didn't work, and was there anything that what I said maybe that could have been better to have improved yours as well. Let me know all of that. And let's start. FPL Freddy, welcome. Chevy, welcome. How are you both doing? Chevy finished on 95 points. Wow. And FPL Freddy took a -4 to sell Isak for Gakpo, cost me 16 points. Yeah, I also sold. Unfortunately, I sold Isak as well, and that will be part of my one of my uh, lessons to learn from. Can't believe Klopp left Liverpool. Indeed. Tin, welcome, welcome. Went from 16k to 23k. Eesh. I'm a bit sorry about that. So that actually is part of my learnings that I'm going to add. That I will make sure that we don't make that same mistake come next season. I was 15 points off my score from last year. Oof, damn. Where did you finish, Chevy? That's just a very interesting to know. So for this, we're going to be using a few tools. Obviously, not the best end to Game Week 38, but it is what it is. First of all, congrats to the top 10. Chris, wait, wrong league. Congrats to the top 10. Kenneth, congrats for winning. Jose Mourinho in second, Zodiac in third, Harry fourth, Tom fifth, Shubharan sixth, Kano also tied on sixth, Sanjay on eighth, Abdurrahman ninth, and Jitain in 10th. Sanjay, 105. Was that with a bench boost? Yes, that was with a bench boost as well. So let's have a look at what went right, what went wrong, and all of that, and let's discuss all of that. And you guys can also, if you want, put it in the chat, and then if you want, you can come back, watch this video, and you might be able to see what you guys also typed in the chat because it'll appear on the video as well. FPL was kind of unpredictable this year. Fair enough. Yep. Our wildcard Game Week 8 went from 1.7 million to 40k. Game Week 7 to 10. Douglas Lewis was good for me in the wildcard. See, these are the good things. So those are good things to keep in note. So I'm going to start off with a few things that I think that went right and went wrong. So I've got this Miro board of what worked, what didn't work, things that I should improve on, and things to be careful about. Let's start with things to be careful about. Starting with Newcastle, because I got Callum Wilson after seeing his Twitter post of him like apparently ready after his previous like Gaming 36 haul in Gaming 36. How much he getting Gaming 36? He only got a 5-pointer in 36. So I was like, okay, maybe he might be a differential that I could look to bring in. And I took off Dan Burn, which kind of was probably the right decision, but I bought in Callum Wilson instead of bringing in like a Jackson or something. And that wasn't a good move. And even then, I followed that up in Game Week 38, looking at these Newcastle leaks that came. We didn't know whether Newcastle leaks was good or not. And kind of got burnt with the Newcastle leaks as well. With me selling Isak, bad choice. Should have just kept Isak and played like sold Wilson instead. Got Gakpo, which also kind of burnt me. So we'll talk about that as well later. But let's start. Things to be careful about. I would say trust in Newcastle leaks. Don't trust Newcastle leaks or Eddie Howe. These are a few things I should probably add as things to be careful about. So let's move it here. Hopefully that size is like big or not big. Let me know if you guys. 122nd for John, finished in the league. I did bench boost 2 hat tricks, Foden and Palmer. Fair enough. Need to use chips better next year. Yes, that's a good point. That also I need to improve on. My chip usage, I failed. Every single chip failed for me this season. Too big. Let me put this like this. Hopefully, to improve on. Does anyone know if the Euros have an app? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. I'll have a look. I'll be creative. I'll make a video for Euro Fantasy. And I will check and see if that has an app as well, and I'll put it in the video. Free hit in a blank game week is bad. True. Free hit in a blank game week, that also I think I need to improve on. Trust in your gut, definitely. This is something as well that I kind of have to improve on. Didn't work. Free hit in a blank game week. That definitely didn't work. Actually, all my chips didn't work, but free hit in a blank game week was even worse. Euro Fantasy will go crazy. Definitely, I'll create a video for that this week, and that'll be up. I test like Palmer, for example, would have had mad more points if jumped on him earlier. True. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I'm gonna add that on something to improve on, which is not only eye test of like Palmer, but even Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace under Glasner were a better, more improved team, right? Crystal Palace. But even then, I still didn't go and get Palace players. Even after the Game Week 34 double, I should have gone. They had decent fixtures. Even in Game Week 38, I suggested like Olise and all for you guys. Even Mira, who was in the chat for the deadline stream, she came on and said, oh, Mateta possibly could score a hat-trick, and Mateta went to score a hat-trick. I should have trusted Crystal Palace a bit more. The data was there to back it up. They were doing well in the eye test as well. So that is something I think we need to keep an eye out for next season, where if a team shows signs of massive improvement, get on their players early. Because the models, the FPL review, what do you call, the models for Fantasy Football Scout, Fantasy Football Hub, none of them will get on to the Palace players as early. But if you see from the eye test and you can see them playing really well, those players, you need to trust them a bit more. So teams showing, pick players from teams. Players from teams showing great form. How do I kind of make that bigger? Should I make it? Yeah, okay. That's also on something to work on. Playing players on confidence definitely works. Example, Palmer, Mateta, Foden, and others. That's true. That is true. Overthinking a move have a higher chance of getting red arrow. Just observation. Yep, fair enough. Overthinking a move definitely should probably add that on. Be careful. Is that how I spell unnecessary? I think I mispronounced unnecessary. No, that's correct, right? Yeah. I'll tell you something else that I probably captaincy picks need to be better for me looking back. That's a good point. Now that you mentioned captaincy picks, I'm going to bring that up. So this is FPL Optimize. And we can have a look at, this is kind of what I want to show. So this season, I had a 68.18 success ratio of captaincy picks, 25.76 in terms of bonus, 20.49 in terms of assist. Hope this is big enough for you guys. Okay, let's make it like that. 20.49 in terms of assists, 35% success in goals, and 25% success in clean sheets. 25% success in clean sheets is quite low. Now, given that I've been doing this like a couple seasons now in terms of creating content, I have archives basically. This is from last season. This was my last season's data. Look at the clean sheets, 32% in terms of clean sheets. This season, I had only 25. So that's a massive decrease in clean sheets. So I need to improve on defensive clean sheets next season. Goals 34, assists 23, bonus 24, right? So goals were 34. I kind of improved a bit on the goals. Assist, I had 23 last season. This season, I had 20. So it kind of dropped. Bonus 25% this season, last season 24%. So a kind of tiny minor increase. Captaincy last season, I think captaincy was one of my big things that helped me get into the top 100k. 78% on captaincy success. Okay, and this season I had 68%. That's a 10% drop. So I didn't make good captaincy choices. This is FPL, so Premier Fantasy Tools. I had 560 points in terms of captaincy in total. Last season, I was in the top 100 captain pickers in this tool. This season, I was 700. Last season, so the total is 696, number one, from what they're tracking. So I was like, last season, I was top 100 managers in that tool. This season 700, so I've dropped a lot in terms of captaincy points. That's something I need to work on and improve as well. So we're going to improve on that in terms of captaincy and clean sheet. And when I mean captaincy and clean sheets as well, it's basically picking good defenses. I think I spent a lot of transfers this season just making too many defensive transfers. And if you guys go and look at your transfers as well, you might note, I don't know, you can probably see, but I made a lot of defensive transfers that were just unnecessary. How do you get those stats? You want these stats? This is from FPL Optimized. I'll put it in the chat. You guys can have a look while I'm talking as well. You guys can, if you're on the computer or something, you can bring it up yourselves and have a look. That's FPL Optimized. Paid app? No. It's all free. Everything I'm showing on here is free content. Like you guys can also do the same thing. It's all free. It's not paid. Pick the favorite won't decrease it right that much, but at least won't get you a red arrow. Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Have at least one differential works. That's also true. This is Premier Fantasy Tools. If anyone wants, let me know. This is something else also I noticed from Premier Fantasy Tools. Basically, it's a hindsight dream team. Now, obviously, we like to think of hindsight, but it's a good thing to see. So, game week 1, I basically played the maximum amount of points I could have got from that team. So I basically picked the best team possible. So from 38 game weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only picked 6 times I've picked my best team possible from 38 game weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times I've picked like 75% in terms of it. Like 9 times I picked the worst possible team I could have picked. And the rest of the times it's just average. So I've not picked the best possible team I could quite a lot, as you can see, by the number of like only greens. So that is also something I kind of need to work on. Obviously, it's going to be hard to tell because, you know, hindsight is a beautiful thing in terms of like amounts of points that you leave on the bench. There's nothing much we can do about that. But yeah, that's something to kind of keep an eye out for as well. Back to FPL Optimize. This is just what I kind of wanted to show. So let's go back to Miro board. So captaincy and clean sheets I need to improve on. Trust my gut more. Don't trust Newcastle leaks or Eddie Howe. That definitely. Overthinking moves and taking unnecessary hits. Definitely. This is also something that I need to improve on. And I think I made a mistake this season quite a lot. Because I was chasing rank, chasing mini leagues. I played, I think I played, looking back at it now, suboptimally, because I was chasing mini leagues and I was trying to get different players to what my mini league rivals had, and it ended up me playing a bit too suboptimal. So I should have played. I guess I should have played more optimally for a majority of the season and taken more risk. I would say maybe game week 37 and 38 probably having like take more risk, whereas I took way more risk way earlier, which led to the hindsight situation of like too many points benched and points lost as well from transfers and whatnot. So that is something I guess I should probably add in terms of don't play don't play too risky too early. And that doesn't mean that you stay template for till game week 36. No, I don't say to stay game template till game week 36. But it just means that you don't necessarily have to go away from the template completely, or not even away from the template, like picking other players that my mini league rivals don't have just because I kind of want to try and get an edge over them. You can stay with the crowd, try and because eventually they'll also make moves that you won't know, and you can kind of make light gains here and there, which is where Chevy's comment with regards to have at least one differential. The one differential we've seen a lot this season where one or two players can give you enough gains to get like to claw points down. So those are a few things I guess I should probably improve on. I had too many differential players way too early, and when it didn't work, it backfired quite a lot. Remember why you pay those premium prices for Haaland and Salah to cap them instead of looking for quick punts. Indeed, that I would say. Although I would add the counter argument to that was, I felt like this season, you remember the people who jumped off Haaland at the start? I think the people who jumped off Haaland at the start, they had a better season than those who kept Haaland, is what I would say. And I kept Haaland in terms of fear of EO and everything, and those who had the guts to jump off when those tough fixtures and everything was happening, they benefited more. So while also keeping in mind the premium prices for the premium, like why we're paying the big bucks for the premium players, we'd also keep in mind that we need to try and not fall for a like not be caught for fear of EO. So basically, don't be afraid of EO. Example, keeping Haaland for long. Put it like this: keeping Haaland at the start. That's something I guess I should probably add. Need to know more about FPL team building. How many playable bench players is really needed? That's also a very good point, Gov. That's a good point. That's something I haven't really thought about too much. Because you don't need, let's go back to my game week 1 team, right? This is too much. Let's go to game week 1 over here from the URL. This is my game week 1 team. I started with what I would say was 11, 12, 13 good players with Archer and Kabore as 2 rotations. which was not too bad, I would say. So I didn't go with a full bench at the start itself. The mistake I made now, like I said, this was the when I looked at the hindsight thing, it was the most optimal team I played. Move over to game week 2. I was all right. However, I guess Joe Pedro didn't work out. That is something I guess we should have thought of. It worked well in game week 1, but game week 2, I think he got benched, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, got benched and came off as a sub. So game week 2, it kind of like backfired big time. And that now obviously De Zerbi has left Brighton, so we don't have to deal with De Zerbi rotation and whatnot anymore, hopefully, as long as he doesn't return back to the Premier League. So that is something I guess maybe we'll have to wait and see. But what I think I made a mistake on was I lost faith in Salah at the start itself. He got 5 points in game week 1. He got 5 points in game week 2. And I went game week 3, I had 2 free transfers and I was like, yeah, I'm selling Salah. And I sold Salah in game week 3. Now, what happened in game week 3 was that Salah picked up the pace. Oh no, he got 5 points in game week 3 as well. But game week 4, 8 points. Game week 5, 10 points. Game week 6, 10 pointer. Game week 7, obviously a 1 pointer. I think I bought him back in game week 8, potentially. I'm not sure. Did I buy him back in game week 8? Let's see. Yes, I bought him back in game week 8. Had him in game week 7. Bought him back in game week 7 for his 1 pointer. So I lost a few of the 10 pointers that I had with Salah before. So I basically spent a transfer to sell him and spent a transfer to buy him back as well, which was kind of unnecessary. So I guess something that I should improve on is have more patience with the better players. Have more patience with the better, or not the better, with the top tier FPL players. Now, I did apply the have more patience with Haaland, but unfortunately that backfired. So there are pros and cons to this, I would say. Should I put this somewhere else? I should probably put this somewhere else, right? Let's put it over here and no, too many stuff. Let me move this up. Man, I have nothing that worked. So sad. Will Ten Hag continue to be United manager? I don't know. We'll wait and see. I think if everyone cumulatively sees their hits for the season, that amount to be massive difference for a total, it's taken unnecessary move. That's a good point you mentioned about the hits. Now, this season, I took 40 points in hits. Last season, when I got into the top 100k, you see over here, I don't know if you guys can't see it. There we go. Last season, I took minus 60 in terms of hits. So last season, I took more hits than this season, and I finished worse this season. So what I would say is, you need to be. I think I added this here. Did I add it here? No, I didn't. Oh no, I did add it here. Overthinking moves and taking unnecessary hits. So I guess there are necessary hits, there are unnecessary hits. There are also times when you don't take hits because you don't want to take a hit as well. So there are times when you should probably take a hit to get rid of bad players immediately rather than keeping them in your teams for longer. So I did that last season. Last season, when I had bad players, I immediately got rid of them. I took a hit to get rid of them last season. That's why I had like minus 60. But this season, I kind of kept them too long as well, I would say. And that costed me, is what I would probably add. So I guess something that didn't work was kept bad players for too long as well. Cause didn't want to take a hit. That's something I guess I should probably think about going in. I got 60, but not happy with two of my players, Isaac and Dalot on the bench. I didn't have Haaland much in my team for the season. Yeah, that also something I guess to keep in mind. Manon, how was the season in? Not great. I sold Isaac. I sold Isaac for Gakpo, so not great. Thanks to Mateta and Wood. Oh yeah, Mateta and Wood, insane scores. Guilty of these two. Bruno Rashford, Odegaard season beginning come to mind. Yes, that is something I also remember. I kept Rashford for too long. See, Rashford, I sold Salah and I kept Rashford for too long at the start. I told myself at the start of the season I would not get United players, and I got them, and I regretted it. So that's something I need to improve on as well. I should not let bias impact. I think I did this in my earlier review. Do not let bias impact decisions. Man, so many things to improve on. I'm running out of space for you guys on the screen. Let's move this here. Let's move this here. Plus, I got Gabriel. I had I had Saliba. So I had Saliba at the start of the season because I was of the opinion that he does better for bonus, and he does better for bonus, to be honest. And that kind of paid off for me. So those were situations where I guess I would say I trusted my gut and it worked. Is what I would say. So I guess what I would add, would I call it work? No, because I've had a kind of a tough season. I'll probably add another this thing that said partially worked, which we will put in maybe a purple or something. Partially worked, and I'm gonna add that because did had a good game week 1 team. I think I had a good game week 1 draft. The problems happened when the reason it's partially worked was because I ended up with too many Man United players on there. But the rest of my team was kind of okay, and I sold Salah when I should have had more faith. How do you highlight the name? I think when you reply on the phone or on the computer, one of the two, it highlights the name. I think the main note would be to have fun with the selection. Yes, that is true. Something to improve on. Man, there's so many things to improve on. Have fun with the game and your picks. That is definitely something to improve on. I remember I had to take a break this season just because I was making too many bad decisions, and I felt like it was impacting you guys as well, because that means I would have been giving bad recommendations. So I took a break as well from content creation, I remember, during the international break. So have fun with the game and your picks. That's something I need to improve on. So what worked? I honestly don't know what worked for me this season. I think I was just like, I was unlucky. I felt like a bit unlucky as well. There was no luck. So if I was to go and look at my, I don't really, I mean, I think this chart is a decent way to like look at moves made via what I should have got. So what I predicted, my predicted one is the dotted line on top. This is what I ended up with. So there was a massive gap in terms of what my team was predicted to do, but kind of underperformed. Even then, ideally, you want this predicted line to be above 0 and not below 0. So my moves that I was making as well, the transfers I was making, were also not great and probably should have improved. So that is also, I guess, something to keep in mind for. Like, should have made more better moves. Will there be lesser doubles or more doubles next season? I think there might be. It's hard to say. There might be less doubles potentially. We'll have to wait and see what happens with regards because of the FA Cup replays no longer being a case. There might be slightly less doubles, but you never know, right? A game gets cancelled or something, and then yeah, it is what it is. Gotta go. Thanks, and we'll catch you soon. Maybe Euro Fantasy too. Yes, there will definitely be Euro Fantasy. I'll release a video for that this week with a mini league created. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, John, for joining as well. Thank you as well. What worked? Yes, building a community. Let's add that. At least that we know something worked. Built a community. Beautiful. Watch alongs. I think I need to do. I'll test. My last two watch alongs could have been better, I would think. So I'll put that into semi worked. I think I need to. I'll try a few more watch alongs over the Euros. I need to kind of improve it a bit more. But we'll get the Discord involved. I wanted to get the Discord involved for the watch alongs for the Euros. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord, this will be the last week to be able to join the Discord. I won't be opening it for the Euros. So anyone who's in the Discord will be able to like get involved on the chat for watch alongs. So make sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description as well. It'll be closed. Invitations will be closed and will resume again when the new season starts. Leave in transfers until near a deadline, and then you can think through transfers more. Yes, that's a good point as well. I think that is something. I think that partially worked for me, but I still kind of messed up in terms of making the transfers. Watch alongs partially worked. I'll add that. I think what FPL wise, what kind of worked was I was able to build a good team value. My team value was good, I would say. That helped me get certain players. So I had a team value. I ended the season with a team value of 107.3, which kind of helped me get a bit more in terms of players. So I think that worked. I focused on team value as well at the start of the season, and I was able to build a good one. Deadline stream starting 2.5 hours earlier, more interactions. That's true. That'll be great for the watch along. Yeah. So join the Discord, people. Once you join the Discord, we'll do more watch alongs for the Euros, and I'll have voice channels in the Discord for you guys to be able to interact as well while the games are going. Yeah, I think deadline stream 2.5 hours early helped. This is turning into what worked the entire season plus FPL wise. I would say that worked. Now this has become like a massive community thing. Okay, FPL wise, improve. What else to improve on? I should probably make this bigger. I will add one thing that didn't work. Oh, did it? The thing with the bench boost, right? Bench boost this week also kind of failed for me, I would say. I probably should have played the bench boost in a slightly better situation. I don't know how to. Did you guys have a good bench boost? I don't know. Something that I felt like bench boost didn't deliver the way I guess it would have. Bench boost affected game. I tried to try and avoid it, but I fell for it again with the whole like Crystal Palace. Arsenal, I sold Saka on my wild card, got like a Bruno Fernandes just because of the bench boost, and Saka continued to do well. Obviously, gaming 37 and 38, he didn't, but 35, 36, He kind of did well. Uh, bench boost affected game weeks around it. So this is something I need to. Let's see if they have the bench boost chip next season. If they do, I kind of need to find a way to get rid of it early, if possible. To be honest, can't remember my first half bench boost. Fair enough. Okay. Anything that else? I guess team value I built partially worked. Watch alongs had a good game week 1 draft. So I did do good research into my initial draft. Game week 37 was great. Nice. What do you think was the reason for it? Do you think because you had better players at the end, or what do you think? Leave in transfers until the near. I should probably add that as well. I'll add that into partially worked. Leaving transfers closer to the deadline for more info. Probably make that bigger so people can kind of read it. I would say they partially worked because I sometimes made good transfers, but then sometimes I just like made bad transfers as well. So that's why I'm going to put it as partially worked. Should probably make these guys big. Let me know if you guys can kind of like read it. If you can't read something, let me know. If it's too small or whatnot. You helped me get good players working towards game week 37. I was lucky with that. Fair enough. I think that also luck and also getting good players. Getting good players. That is something I guess we need to. I guess I've added it here. Have more patience with the top tier FPL players. Triple captain was a disaster. Yeah, that was unlucky. I will put that down to unlucky because like I think Haaland had so many chances in that game. I was watching the game. I probably put that down to just pure unlucky. What else? What else? What worked? FPL wise, what do I think worked? Man, I don't know. I'll add this. Going for Guardiola over the likes of a Edison or something. Now I did bench Guardiola as well, unfortunately. Over model pick of Edison. So a lot of the models recommended like Edison / Walker. I think going for Guardiola definitely did help. So players like that as well. I still can't highlight the name. You mean if I did something? Really? You can't? I thought you could. Oh no, that's because you didn't type the whole name. That's probably why. I think you to do it on the PC. It works. Like if I do @ and then I type your name, it'll come up on the PC. I don't know if it highlighted the name or not though. So yeah, these are a few things I guess that kind of worked, didn't work, partially worked, and something I should probably be careful about as well. Anything else I needed to be careful about? Newcastle leaks. I overthinking moves. Oh, I will add this. Didn't work. Trusting Darwin. um, I'm gonna add trusting Darwin there. Poor FPL players. I'm gonna add that there. Trusting Darwin / getting poor FPL players. I'll try. I'm on my phone. All right. Okay. I think that kind of sums up what didn't work, what worked for me. I can put a screenshot of this if you guys want me to on the Discord and also on Twitter and whatnot. And if you guys want to build on top of this, feel free to. Need to use chips better. Pick players from teams showing great form. Trust your gut more. Have fun. For this, I'm gonna say I saw. I probably have this thing. Board looks good indeed. I think be careful about 75% fit players. Good point. Good point. Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson comes to mind. Picking players with injury records. When you mean 75%, I was shocked Saka didn't play. Yeah, but then to be honest, with Saka, we have had Arteta say so many times that Saka is a doubt, and then he just plays Saka. And then this 1 week, Gain said Saka, we had to kind of wait and see, and then Saka didn't play. So we're like, so that's the I guess that's also another thing to keep in mind. Don't trust Arteta as well. I guess I'll add that into managers who are not reliable. Okay, my board is all over the place. This is the first time. Yeah, indeed. That's also true. So have to be careful about that as well next season. Anything else? Yep. More players. Goalkeepers. Ooh, that's a good point as well. Do we put goalkeepers as didn't improve? Did I change goalkeepers too much as well? I don't know. Maybe I did. I remember a lot of us had Pickford at the start and then kept rotating as well. I didn't have Pickford, but I had Turner. I had Onana at the start. I think goalkeepers also I spent too many transfers on. And that's such a low Yeah, I'll probably add goalkeepers as well as to something that goalkeepers and defenders, man. Spend too many transfers on goalkeepers and defenders. I'm going to add that in, didn't work. Oh, no, but that should be in something to improve on. Too many transfers spent on goalkeepers and defenders. Let me readjust my board so I have space to add this in. There we go. Hoping that another team will give City a run for their money. That's not high because that doesn't. Unfortunately, I can't add that. Okay, I think this is a decent board of like things that work, things that's partially worked, things to be careful about. Overthinking moves and taking unnecessary hits. I should probably put Palace into this. I need to trust my instincts, so uncertainty players, which one to pick. Yeah, so you need to trust your gut more. I think this is a very important thing. Trust in your gut more. Um. Okay, I think that's fine. Probably. I think this is basically everything I wanted to get off my head. Anything else that I kind of missed? Not really. I think this is everything that I wanted to have on my head that I need to improve on for next season. Pick players, trust a guard, too many chances spent on goal. Have fun with the game and your picks. Yep. One thing I should add, be careful about, is narratives. Oh, actually, no. I won't say narratives, but I would say Twitter bubble. I'll probably add this Twitter/X bubble impacted moves. Don't be afraid of what you see online. It's just a small bubble, end of the day. Small group of players, small percentage of players. So if everyone you see, like if you see people like all of them getting a certain player, doesn't mean that you need to be scared of that player as well. Especially with a lot of us, like Darwin Nunes. I go back to Darwin Nunes. Big problem. Jackson as well. I will add Jackson. Now Jackson obviously did well, but even like the last game week and the game week before, wasn't as impactful as what everyone kind of expected from him. And I guess in one way, somewhat kind of vindicted, but I should have. Yes, now that I mentioned that, I should have I didn't load up on players in the double. As in like, so game week 25 in the double, I loaded up on Liverpool and City players. I had Darwin Nunes and Jota. Both got injured in the first half of the game week 25. Um, I got the likes of KDB also for game week 25. Didn't do well. So, and then because of that, I didn't even load up like the following game weeks in the doubles. I didn't load up on enough double game week players as well. Um, which also kind of costed me in one way or the other. So I don't know how to explain that because maybe I should have in certain situations loaded up on the double game week teams. To try and get more minutes. It's a fine balance though because there are single game week players also who did well. So how do I put it into words? Uh, didn't get enough good double game week players for the doubles, I would add. No, even good by like no, you know what? Didn't put myself in a position. I'll build on top of this. So that you guys kind of understand what I'm getting at is to build on top of this. I would say didn't put myself in a position to get lucky. There we go. Just gonna build on top of that. For anyone who's wondering. Oh no, you guys can't see it. How do we make this smaller? There we go. I think that sums it up. Do you think that you picked your own team players instead of team players, i.e., team you support? What do you mean own team players instead of the team players? What do you mean by as in like let's say because I supported United, do you think I picked too many United players, or do you think I let my bias impact picking United players over other players? What do you mean? Mira, welcome. Love it, Ryan popped in to say hello from Osaka. Oh, enjoy Osaka. Make sure to go. Oh no, that's in Kyoto. Osaka. There was a nice restaurant that had okonomiyaki in the middle of Osaka. I don't know if you found locations. But there was a pretty big line, but it was a pretty good restaurant. I'll try and find the name if you want, and I'll message with regards to that. Too many United players. Yeah, I think that did impact. I see you're using Miro. Yes, I'm using a Miro board to kind of like sum up my ideas of what worked and what didn't work. So yeah, I think I added that on here in terms of bias. Bias. Do not let bias impact your decisions. I will hit you up. Thank you. All right. Tag and Gunnar took the words out of my mouth. Yep. So yeah, do not let bias impact your decisions. I think that definitely did. That definitely played a part with me. Like, Bruno Fernandes in the final game week. Just a bad pick, right? Overall, I had a bad pick. Like I got him in for game week 35, 4 points, 0-0-5-0. Absolutely horrible pick. So those are a few things, I guess. I need to kind of keep an eye out for. So yeah, I think this kind of hopefully sums up everything. Unfortunately, like what worked from an FPL point of view, fully good team value, and I guess going for Guardiola over model pick of Ederson/Walker. Apart from that, like deadline stream, I guess we'll try it more often, 2.5 hours, and build a community. So thank you everyone for those who subscribe, those who continually interact with the team and with like the chat and everything. So yeah, I think this is it. I'll rewatch later. Hit like. Thank you, Mira. Yes, indeed, you can. This is basically all I've got. I will take a screenshot of this and share it on Twitter/X as well for those who want to see it. And I'll put it on the Discord as well. And we'll do more watch alongs on the Discord as well for those who haven't joined the Discord. Make sure to join the Discord. Today is effectively the last day. Today or tomorrow is effectively the last day to join the Discord. Before it's locked till the next season starts. So do join as well. When you live streaming again? Ooh, good question. I have potentially a live stream with FPL IQ on the FPL IQ channel this Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. Potentially this Thursday. On this channel, I think let's look at doing a live stream maybe next week, or if I can, when is the FA Cup final? I don't know if I want to do an FA Cup final watch along. It's going to be a nightmare to do an FA Cup final watch along. But maybe we could potentially do an FA Cup final watch along. But maybe next week if we want for a Euros fantasy stream, something like that. I'm going to Melbourne tomorrow morning. Ooh, enjoy. Not work for me. Subconsciously cheering for Arsenal to make it number one and stay there. They just work so hard. Hats off to Arsenal fans. Fair enough. All right. I think we'll end it there. Watching Newcastle versus Tottenham. They're already in Australia, no? Damn. All right. Enjoy Tiger and Guna. Have fun. You can scout for Spurs and Newcastle assets already. And Arsenal remains. Fair point. Have fun then. Have fun. All right. Shout out to everyone who's in the chat. Thank you so much for keeping me company till now. Tiger and Guna, Tin, Mira, enjoy Osaka. Lots of nice places and lots of food options as well over there. Then shout out to Tin, Tiger and Guna, Mira, John, FPL Freddy, Gov, Manon, who else? Chevy, and everyone else who's watching in the background as well. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the guests we've had on this channel as well. All the guests who appeared, to my co-host as well, from the Football Chatbox podcast. Thank you to them as well for all the podcast. Let me know in the comments after you guys have watched this video. Let me know in the comments what you think in terms of content, what content worked, what content didn't work, and also what you would like to see next season, something different, something new. Let me know in the comments of this video after, like what you guys would like to see for next season in terms of content. I'm looking to try and get ideas and all of that. Let me know in the comments. And were there things that maybe I stopped halfway? I stopped like the 5 things we learned kind of series. Maybe I should I continue that? Should I bring that back up? Did you guys enjoy that? There are a few things I stopped halfway and didn't continue. Maybe I should have. Let me know all of that as well in the comments. But thank you all for watching. I will upload a Euro Fantasy video maybe Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Mini League will be created as well. Join the Discord as well, like I mentioned. And I will see you all for a live stream. Maybe for the watch along FA Cup final, or next week for a Euro Fantasy watch along. I'm a Euro Fantasy live stream. Was wondering if it's a stretch to do like FPL 101 to get people who want to try FPL but don't know where to start. Ooh. That's a bit of a tough one to talk about. I can do like intro, like small clips, but I don't know. We'll see. What about a talk screen with people in the chat? Oh, we can do that as well. Maybe something with the Discord. You mean like getting various people on and like talking FPL? Do something on a Discord like that potentially. Or do you mean just in general for the season? Live chat? Could look into that. Something for next season maybe. Could look into that. Maybe I'll try and upgrade the team selection videos next season. Let's try and upgrade the team selection videos next season to also kind of like include voice audio or something. Bring their thoughts properly. Yeah, I think we'll try and do that for the team selection videos next season. Try and like while we look at people's teams, they can join the Discord chat and they can talk through their moves and like explain their moves more properly. Something like that. I'll try that out next season. See how that goes. That's a good idea. Shout out to Tiger Good. Very good idea. I like it. I like it. We'll use the Discord for that. Cool. All right, we will end it. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all either this week or next week for another live stream. Thank you. Enjoy the content, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, everyone.